Alright, and I think we're ready to rock and roll. Well, just about anyways. Final War 2 Remake Part 2 UFO Ending. Or maybe UFO Ending, I don't know. Yeah. Just sort of depends how we land. And what I mean by that is not literally how we land. I just mean, we meet all the criteria for the UFO ending. Because I've read the in-game stuff, but I haven't really looked into online, like any guides how to actually do it, so we're going to have to try and figure it out from what's in-game. If I can even remember how to play this thing. Okay. That's the map. And that's the glitch, whereby if you press the button for the menu, it automatically brings up the chainsaw and attacks, because, you know, who doesn't want to do that? Which makes it very awkward if you need to heal urgently, because you have to very frantically press I on the keyboard to bring up the inventory, as opposed to just hitting the button on the controller. Alright, memos. So we got the blue gem. I imagine that's for the dog ending. Wasn't it like a magazine or something? Alright, this is going to be a bit awkward if I can't figure out how to actually do it. I did find the magazine in the bookshop which explained how to do it. I know there's another location we need to get to, which is outside outside the sort of the starting area, if you will, because I know that once you get past this area you can't go back to it. Let's do this. Alright, we've done that. I'm pretty certain we've done everything that I want to do down this side of the map, so it's off to the next part. No, 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 no. There might be something here, James. No, no. No, James. Down. Oh, don't tell me we're stuck here. Press X to jump down, okay. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. You have to be in just the right spot to make it work. Alright, now what's it even worth? Is there anything of interest here is the question. My gut feel is probably no, but I definitely wanted to check it out and know for sure, as opposed to potentially run past something interesting. No, I think this is everything. Now there's no going back. Gotta say, I've been out with a cold or a flu or something for the past week. Literally lost my voice. I've only just started to get it back, so we'll only go for about 2 hours today, I reckon, just because while it is back, I'd rather not go too nuts with it. But what can I say, I had the itch to stream, even if it's, you came back after you left, it's fine, didn't try anything, you seem sad, mum was something about getting out of town with someone. Greenish blue 106. I think there was a famous CEO, I can't remember what company, it was something in tech. Oh, no, it was a law firm, sorry. One of the things he said is that he never hired anyone of any position unless they'd done work in customer service, specifically like bars and bartendering, because he was saying that working in an industry shows you pretty much everything about humanity and how to deal with them. Which I thought was a really interesting and very awesome approach. Because one of the things I see a lot is you have the tech moguls like Elon Musk and the rest saying, oh, I don't care if someone's got a university degree or not. But then no one recognizes the fact that it's not him who screens every single CV that comes through. It's a HR department. It's random pieces of HR software which look for certain characteristics on a CV and then react accordingly. So you might have the best candidate who has no university degree who submits an application to any one of those companies, is never seen by the big man making the big claims, and then never has the opportunity to show their skills. And that's the real problem with sort of believing that you don't need one of those, is because while it is true in certain fields, sometimes you don't even get through the door. I think the other fun example of something similar I saw was there was a post on, I can't remember what it was. It was basically a developer, and he basically had a running game where he would list all the languages that he knew, and then he would put in a few random Pokemon just to see if the recruiter could pick up which were real languages versus which were Pokemon. And I think he was keeping a tally, and most of the time they didn't know. And the other example I saw, which was really funny, was they put an ad out for someone who had, I think, X years worth of experience in a certain language, and the guy who invented the language applied for the job, and the recruiter's like, yeah, sorry, you don't have the required number of years. He's like, bro, I wrote the language, I invented it, and it was only created 3 years ago, so it's impossible for anyone to ever have 5 years. And I'm like, how do you fumble not hiring the creator of a language you want that badly, you know? That's why I'm not a fan of HR people. I generally don't think their discipline needs to exist anymore. Now, this is the second playthrough, so we are using Chainsaw Chan because, you know, who wouldn't? I think it was a blue-green car with a 06 in the license plate. Now, I don't know what we're going to get from this, but it's got a 6. Gozo Sushi. I'm just getting like initial D vibes, except it's a green car instead of a white one. Suppose if you ever need to get out of Silent Hill in a hurry, get a very talented driver. No goodies, so on we go. And if I remember correctly, it's about to get very loud in-game. I gotta say, my internet is atrocious, so this stream is pretty much a test. If I can last 2 hours without it crapping out, that's a win. But I have zero expectations right now. I say that while watching the bitrate. I mean, I guess you can come back here to explore, but it's probably not a great idea. Peace and... excuse me. Peace and quiet at last. I mean, while you could explore that, you'd have to turn the sound completely off to get through it. It's just absurd. But I mean, I guess that's the whole point, is just terrify the player and get them moving. Thought that was a key for a second, but no, it's just a decoration. Okay. 26th of April, damn. It's been quite a while between live streams. Which does make sense, because I had or still have another identity on Twitch. Different username, different everything. I was streaming on there for many, many years, and I still have it all. I'm not like banned or anything, but I decided to change it up a bit. The idea behind this little YouTube channel was always just narrate all the short stories that I write and put them up, but I also enjoy playing games, so why not do both, you know? And the original playthrough of this was done on the other channel. I'll never name it. I'm not looking to cross-contaminate the projects. They're two different things, if you will. Different intentions, but yeah, I've been streaming elsewhere. Probably will stop streaming elsewhere and just mess around here for a bit. Nice and chill, you know? Three bright coins and 5 holes be. First sits the maiden underneath the tree. Wind from behind the mother doth blow. Beautiful flower alone has to grow. And here comes the man, so sleek and so fine. In the pale moonlight his eyes doth shine. I gotta say, I prefer the music of the original Silent Hill 2 much better. There's a few really good tracks and a few interesting soundscapes to the remake, and I've got the album of both. But the OG just has it, you know, the OG is just better. I guess to each their own. I gotta say, not. I've played some of the new Silent Hills. I'm probably going to play the new Townfall one when it comes out as well. Although I'm not holding out much hope for it. Silent Hill F, I finished that. It was just basically Higurashi with more steps. It's basically Higurashi with a more confusing ending. And less fun combat than, say, Elden Ring or the other Souls-like games, which it's taking inspiration from. I know there's some people who really enjoy the combat of Silent Hill F, but they're like hardcore Souls fans. I'm pretty much a casual. Still doing my first playthrough of Elden Ring. Dear Madam, in response to your complaint regarding the quote-unquote gunshots coming from apartment 217, we've paid a visit to the tenant and he assured us that he does not own any firearms. He was fully cooperative in granting us access to the apartment. True to his words, we did not find any weapons or traces of using one. Should the noises persist, please inform the janitor. And it's not like you can totally not trust superintendents, you know?
Hello? Is anyone there?
I mean, I know if I heard a noise like that, I would definitely call out and walk straight towards it. That's definitely the smartest course of action, 100%. Like, no question. It's almost as bad as the classic, what was that, a noise north of here? Think that's still locked? Yeah. But it's fun. I mean, part of the enjoyment of, say, something like Twin Peaks is how surreal it is and absurd at times, and how campy. It's still an amazing show, and I'm pretty sure the developers of Silent Hill 2 took some inspiration from that particular one. I gotta say, all these locked doors are a fire hazard. I was afraid of that. The plan was use the chainsaw as much as possible because it's pretty much a two-shot. But I have a hunch that some of these mannequins are going to be too fast for us to use it. So we may lose our advantage. Which is fine. It's like using the katana in Silent Hill 1, the original. It's a good weapon, but it's so hard to actually hit anything with it.
These clothes.
I gotta say, of all the Silent Hill games, Silent Hill 2 always had my favorite story. Because it's such a human story, you know? at its core, it's a man who lost his wife. Won't talk about how just yet. And him coming to terms with that, and that's a situation that most of us could understand and empathize with, you know? Now, granted, most of us are not going to end up in a supernatural town with all kinds of monsters, and we're not going to be hallucinating certain things, but we can understand and sympathize with where he's coming from. Just gotta hydrate. See if I can keep my poor voice going. I did kind of miss streaming. I mean, I haven't done it for like 2 weeks at this point. But that's fine. It is what it is, you know? We'll go upstairs and see if there's anything up there, but I have a hunch we just have to go through the courtyard. And then come back up here later. It's been a while since I played this, so I remember the broad strokes, but not every little thing. I suppose one of the things that I've always wanted to do is I enjoy writing. One of the things that I've always sort of wanted to attempt is to create not like a fan version of Silent Hill 2, but just create something which has the same emotional effect on me. Because I love this game and I love its story. Played it dozens of times over the years. I've always wanted to be able to write something as good as that, with a similar sort of vibe to it. Wholly different story, wholly unique, nothing fan fiction or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And I've had ideas, but I've never really gotten one which was good enough. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is enough to develop into something special. Definitely on my bucket list, though. Why is he looking up? What are you looking at, James? You got me wigging out. What's up there? What do you see, boy? It's a light. Okay, that's kind of weird. Because he should be looking at items and areas of interest. Why is he looking up at a light? Maybe it's just a bug and he's trying to look for the save point. Yeah, he's looking up. Why? Maybe there's something up there that we missed. I know we've got the courtyard key, which we'll use in a second, but I need to solve this. Is he glitching out, or is there a reason he's looking up? Already did that. We've already gone that way. No, I think he's just glitching out. Hmm. Exactly the cleanest apartment complex I've ever seen, but not the worst. I mean, if the rent was cheap enough, I would live here. Just saying. Beggars can't be choosers, you know. Now, would that be the best decision of my life? No. But would it be a decision? Yeah. It's not used until problem is resolved. And I pretty much guarantee that everyone's still using it. Because that's what always happens. You put a sign up saying, don't use this, don't turn on the water, don't use the bathroom because it's broken. People still use it, they still try and turn on the water. I think another game that I'm interested in checking out at some point is the new Fatal Frame 2 remake. I played the original and I quite enjoyed that. A bit of overkill there, but I'm fine with that. Oh, this is the Murder of the Locane Twins by old Walter Sullivan. You know, I gotta say, in this current year of our Lord 2026, I think he could do that and he'd be let off on bond or bail. He'd get out. And then he'd plead insanity and he'd probably get a couple of months in an institution to be released into the public. And I don't quite know how to feel about that. I have a hunch I'm going to get taken out by a lot of these mannequins. Where'd you come from? Must have been hiding somewhere. Yeah, having finished Silent Hill F like a month ago at this point, the combat in Silent Hill 2 feels better. Then again, maybe on the second playthrough with all of my upgrades carrying over, I might be able to get my hands on a chainsaw. And then the chainsaw on the Silent Hill F, if it exists, might be a bit better. You never know. Is this where I just came? Yeah, this is where I came in. I've gone a bloody circle. Alright, that's a dead end. We just did that one. I tell you, I could get lost in a paper bag.
Hey! Wait!
Damn kids, I swear.
What's a kid doing here?
I mean, it's an apartment complex. There's going to be kids everywhere. I always found it really interesting. As people like James and Eddie come to Silent Hill and they see monsters, someone like Laura comes to Silent Hill and she pretty much just runs around like nothing's wrong. I found that really interesting, the idea that Silent Hill might be a mirror, in that whatever you bring from yourself to the place is reflected back at you. So because she's a child and probably innocent, she's probably just seeing everything normally. And probably even happier than it actually is, because if Silent Hill's a mirror, it's probably reflecting the good stuff that's in her as well, because she's a kid. She's probably, while she is an orphan, so she's got some trauma there, she's probably just thinking about drawing and playing and all kinds of nice normal stuff for a kid her age, and the town's probably reflecting that back at her, which makes a really interesting idea. Imagine a world where every single person saw what was reflected back at them at all times. So you could have 5 people in a room all seeing 5 different things. And I mean, in a way, that is kind of true, but to a smaller degree, like from a psychological perspective. 5 people could be in a room, the room could be too hot or too cold. 3 of these people could be like, oh my god, this has ruined my day, it's too cold. The other people could be like, oh, I love the cold. I mean, it's a small thing, but same principle. Excuse me. I'm at that final stage of the cold where you're no longer sick, but you've got all the phlegm and mucus and ugh. Which is probably not a great picture that I just painted for you all, but I painted it nonetheless. Into a tissue. Ugh. I'm going to stop there while I'm behind. Whenever I go into survival horror games like this one, I always look around and I'm like, who has health drinks here? Who has a med kit? Who has bullets and a wrench and all this other kind of stuff? And I'm always like, that makes no sense. But then directly behind me in my actual room, I've got my tool shelf. So I've literally got WD-40, masking tape, Got boxes, inks, nails. I've got a drill, cordless drill, battery pack for it, all directly behind me. And like 1 meter behind that is the kitchen. So I'm probably got the survival horror random NPC's apartment thing down pat, you know? I mean, it's an apple and it's a Cinderella dress. Or a whole... no. Sleeping Beauty. Alright, let me just check something real quick. Performance. Alright, let me just check. I saw my internet bitrate just go down. I'm like, oh dear, what's happening? Maybe panic. Well, not panic. Because this is pretty much just a test stream to see if I can actually keep streaming. Because my internet provider has basically been... the word is enshittification. So they have a service offering, they have devices, it worked fine for many years. Technologically, it still works. But they've started reducing the effectiveness of older products. So I have an old 4G router, which I was streaming from for many years. And this is the kind of stuff that you have on camper vans and all the rest of it to get Wi-Fi, to get an interconnection remotely. And it worked fine most of the time. And the past couple of weeks, it's been getting worse and worse and worse quality-wise. So I'm just like, can I even stream with this anymore? Do I need to find a different solution? And we're currently using the different solution to see if it works. So if this stream goes well for 2 hours, then I know that yes, I can continue. I thought we might have to use the golden apple as a door handle to open that, but I was wrong. So that's what we mean by experiment today. Oh man, I hate that. So there's a random animation that'll play when James is holding the chainsaw where he'll just freak out, which is kind of funny. But in this version, when he does the animation, it locks him from attacking. So when he randomly triggers it, you actually can't fight properly. Which is very inconvenient at times. That's one heck of a aggressive door. I think the community did figure out that the Polaroids were some kind of hint of a loop. Like a time loop in this franchise, or this version of the game, sorry. But I tried not to look into it too deeply because I wanted to either figure it out myself or just never know. Hmm. I am confusion. Key items. Yeah, so we do need to find somewhere that needs a door handle. It's probably like a random room somewhere that I've missed which needs it. Um, 106 maybe? Ah, no, here we go. Perfect. Einsame Blumen? By Schumann. Can't say I've ever heard that piece, whatever it is. I've definitely heard of Schumann before, but not that one. Or if I have heard, it's probably one of those pieces of classical music that you hear everywhere and you just never know the name of it.
Huh. Quite the artist.
At least she's drawing bunny rabbits and sunshine as opposed to dark, tall, shadowy figures and blood and all the other rest of it. I've seen these videos on YouTube before which are just like top 5 creepy child drawings or whatever it is, and it's literally just some kid who's drawn their imaginary friend who's like 8 feet tall, completely shadowy and black, has blood and sharp teeth, and is a monster looking thing. I'm just like, oh, that's your imaginary friend. Where is this friend right now? They're directly behind me, you say. Okay. Yeah, that'd be creepy as hell. So I think a few bunny rabbits and sunshine, I'm okay with that, you know. Was this open before? Yeah, must have been. Yeah, it definitely was. Okay. The auto lock on is kind of insane at times. We just like swinging the chainsaw around wildly, and then James is like, aha, to the left. Swipe. Please deliver these to Miss Millie from 102. Really worried about her. She's been cooped up all alone with his belongings for days on end. She won't even move them, and God forbid anyone else touch anything. It's breaking my heart. Oh, she must have lost her partner. So we're going to bring her a care basket of flowers and some food and stuff. I think that's really nice, that idea of community. When someone loses someone, other people will just randomly do something nice to help them. Not expecting anything, not with any goal in mind, just be decent human beings, you know? Seems rare these days. I think at some point in the near future I probably need to upgrade my CPU. My computer. It's kind of... because we've had the RAM apocalypse, we've now had memory, like hard drive and SSD shortages, and now they're saying that CPUs are going to start getting a bit scarce as manufacturers pivot to making higher yields of server CPUs as opposed to just consumer desktop ones. Now I have an old motherboard. I have an older graphics card. I have an older rig. So I could buy an older CPU as an upgrade, which is fine. But then there's the other part of my mind, which is like, why don't I just get a new motherboard, a new CPU? Like, buy new stuff before it goes too crazy, because motherboard price is still cheap. But then the RAM will be the real problem. And I'm like, can I really justify building a new PC in this economy? I mean, I could technically afford it. I don't think it's a good idea. I really don't. I mean, 60 FPS is livable. Or 52. In fact, I've got to say, after the latest updates to this game, the performance is much improved over the last time I played it. We were chugging at 30 FPS and 15 FPS half the time. But we've been pretty much solid 60, except for cutscenes so far, so I'm really impressed. Second floor hallway. Wait, we were just here. Hang on, no. I'm going the wrong way. There we go. I don't think I did that. was reading an article the other day about children who had suffered from polio before the vaccine became widespread, and there was a gentleman in the US who was placed in an iron lung as a child, and he was like in his 50s or 60s and still kicking, still alive in the iron lung. If they take him out of it for too long, he dies. And he's got a career as a lawyer and all that, but I've legitimately got to ask, can you imagine that, being unable to leave this metal contraption which keeps you alive? You're trapped there, you can't live a normal life at all, you can never leave that room. Is it worth it to stay alive that long? I don't even know if he was given the option to choose. And maybe he found it was a fulfilling life, maybe he was happy with it as best he could be, but I don't know, it just, there's a part of that that horrifies me. And there's a horror game called Soma. It's done by the same guys who did, I think it's done by the same guys who did Amnesia and Machine for Pigs. And in Soma, there's this, well, spoiler warning, there's this AI which is running on a station underwater, and as you explore the station you see that it's taken human beings and it's fused them into the walls and it's stuck pipes in them and stuff, and it's, if you look really closely you can see that it's like, it's keeping them alive. It's like got these contraptions over their faces that's pumping air into them. You can imagine the tubes are probably giving them nutrients. It's trying to keep the humans alive, and there's a part of me that's, it's just sort of like, those humans, would they want that? And the other part of me is like, I don't blame the AI because it's probably got a program just saying maintain human life, and then it's just misunderstood everything when everything in the game of Soma happens, the events of the story, that is. So it's horrifying, but it's horrifying in not a malicious way, in almost like a, it doesn't understand, it's just trying to do what it was told to do, but it doesn't understand that maybe fusing humans into the wall and putting pipes in their faces so they can breathe is not really life. Well, who do we have here? Not the right time, James. Time and place. Excuse me. Really? Do we need to do the animations? That's an old TV. Like a 60s or... No, it's like a 50s thing almost. I really like that deja vu system. I don't know if that's the name of it, but that's just what I call it. Where they actually, where they've changed things, you can walk up to it and you can just sort of interact with it like that. Just a little callback to the people who've played the original. It's like, ah, you remember this? Don't have a key, so we did need to go this way. Okay. Due to the ongoing renovation, tenants are asked to keep it at the 3rd floor. Those look like bullet holes. I knew we couldn't trust that superintendent. No signs of them owning a firearm. What do you call this? Oh, excuse me. Wowie gee, a noise north of here. I'm practically here. The subtitles. Alright. 12 more seconds and then we'll officially have reached the 1 hour mark, which is not a big achievement at all. I usually stream 2 to 3 hours where I can, but like I said, I'm testing this new internet thing, and then if it was able to hold for at least 2 hours, I think that's... Yeah, I think a 3-hour stream is like the best minimum. I think it's a good quality... Well, maybe not good quality, considering that it's me, but I think that's a good chunk of stream. 2 hours. Sorry, 3 hours. But if I can at least get to 2, that's like not nothing in my book. We're halfway there, so the internet's holding. I'm very happy with that. That does mean I have to stream mornings instead of my nighttime, which is doable on weekends, but beggars can't be choosers, eh? Is it just me, or is it even darker in here all of a sudden? I did learn an interesting tidbit the other day about game design, or game development, sorry. There's these little sections in a lot of modern games where you have to like press a button to move a shelf and then you go through a tight area, which I always thought was annoying. It's like, this doesn't add much to the gameplay, why are you doing these stupid little things? And then I realized developers are using things like that as to hide loading screens, and I'm like, oh, that's why there's so few loading screens, you're hiding them. And I've now completely changed my approach to them. This is how we deal with spiders in Australia. Break out the old chainsaw. In all honesty, nah. Most of the time we leave them be. If they're not too venomous, we usually just grab them in a container and chuck them outside. So you just imagine the scene, it's like 9 o'clock at night, you're walking along the street in front of an apartment complex and a spider just comes flying at your head because someone in one of the balconies has just come outside with it in a Tupperware container and chucked it out. They don't do it as a prank, they're just getting it out of their house, they don't see you down there, and you get a face full of spider. It's kind of funny. In a horrifying kind of way for some of you who have arachnophobia, but I at least try and chuck them into the backyard. That's freedom for breakfast. Bullets. It's like the worst time to do the animation. There's like an enemy crawling up on us and we're just like, let me just do my JoJo chainsaw pose. He does it again. Seriously. This is so weird. I'm glad that you can use the dodge to get out of that animation, but can you imagine that? You're playing a game and your character does random idle animations right when you're in combat. Alright, there we go. Peace and quiet at last. 209. I knew he missed one. That doesn't seem very safe. Perhaps that's the true horror of this game, is all the OH&S violations. Welcome home. Whoop. Wait. These things are nimble. Alright. So we have 3 of those. Probably best to save the big heals. There are syringes for... I swear he likes the attention. Like trying to loot the place and James just like, let me just show off my chin. Makes you think there's something there to read, like a secret or a bit of lore or something, but no. Feels like I've been in here before, but it can't be because I left some, well, maybe I just left some drawers unopened. You must think I'm cool, but this prison is of your own making. The choice was yours. I watched you make it over and over again. But this time's not going to be any different, and I'll be here, watching. There's this story I read, a little short horror story many years ago, which was so creepy to me at the time. I can't remember who wrote it, and it was in a compilation story. What I mean by that is, it was a book which is a compilation of multiple different short stories, all of a different genre. So there was a volume which was all horror, there was one which is sci-fi, there's one which is fantasy. And I don't remember who wrote this story, but there was a one where there was a woman who had a child. I think the kid was like a couple of years old, and the father, her husband, was alcoholic and very abusive. Like, he would physically hit her and stuff. And at one point, they had moved into a new house, and the previous owner had been a dog breeder, so there were all these cages in the basement, really sturdy ones. And at one point, when the husband got blind, drunk, and passed out, the woman just decided one day to pick him up, drag him down, stuff him in the cages in the basement, and lock him in. And then she didn't let him out. And the short story just follows his gradual descent into insanity, because no one hears him, no one notices. People notice he's missing, but they don't figure out where. They think he's just run off. They don't look for him in the house. No one who comes over can ever hear him from the basement. And she just keeps him chained up in that cage for like 10, 20 years or something. And at the end of the story, she's an old woman. She dies. The police come in just to do what they do. And they get down to the basement, and they see that he's still alive and still locked in the cages. He's been trapped there for decades. And he's basically turned and devolved into kind of like a dog almost, where he just obeys any command. He just whimpers and waits for his food. And it was horrifying. Now, granted, he's abusing his wife. He's probably would have grown up to be violent towards his own kid as well. So I don't have a lot of sympathy for him. But the idea of just one human being trapping another in their basement for decades, and there being absolutely no escape and no way to get free, is horrifying to me. And I know it's been done. I think it was Fritz something, someone in Europe. There's a famous horrifying case a couple of years ago where this dude basically trapped his own daughter in an apartment or a room or a basement or something for decades, and abused the hell out of her for years. He's in prison now, and he's made friends with other freaks like him. Excuse me. And I'm just like, holy, how could you do that to another human being? Just trap them in there for so many decades, you know? Crazy. Crazy, crazy, I tell you. Excuse me. Probably should mute when I do that, actually. Right where the rooftops pierce through the night, left are homeward bound footprints with no owners in sight. But he's found a home. Oh, please, pray tell, over or a river of memories leading to his hell. Uh-huh. So it's what is revealed by the light. Like, this is a cool kind of puzzle. And I like that callback. That square pattern is the one we see at the end of the game as well. Just before the final fight with, well, I won't spoil it. Uh-huh. So getting some numbers. So I've got 7. We've got 11. I'm expecting there to be some more numbers. Just need to find the next glowy bit. Where is... Ah, there it is. 13. So only 3 numbers? I was sort of expecting 4. Let me just check how many lines it's got. So right, left, right. Okay, it's 3 numbers. So rooftop right. Rooftop. Where's the rooftop? Rooftop right. So right 7. Let me just put this in my phone so I can save myself from forgetting, because I have a terrible memory. So right 7. Left the footprints 1. The footprints are over here. Footprints with no owner. Where are the footprints again? Yeah, so 7 right. No, so it's right 13. Rooftops pierce the night, so right 13. Left with footprints with no owner, so left 7. I think. And river right, and the river's 11 if I remember correctly. River 11, so right 11. Alright, let's give this a shot. Oh, I've already done that wrong. So right, 13. F7. Right, 11. Jackpot. I love it when a plan comes together. Now, can you imagine just seeing a door in your apartment complex and not realizing that there's someone trapped in there for decades? It's horrifying. There we go. So that's the construction key. We have plenty of goodies. Do we have the key for 201 yet? No, just got upstairs. Okay. Oh, this just leads back here. Oh, there is nothing up here. Okay. That's fine. I think I've gone the long way. I think I'm making some good progress. It is the second playthrough though, so it does make sense that I'm at least a little across what I'm doing. It's really faint, but I swear I can hear like just voices in the game, like just faint talking and arguing, which is a really nice touch because it's an apartment complex. You'd expect that. Just hearing stuff through the walls you probably don't want to hear, you know? Oh, maybe it was just Eddie the whole time. Why is he barefoot? He's always feet in the internet, I swear.
Hey, who's there?
It wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't do it, I swear.
Hey, are you okay?
I didn't do anything. He was like that when I got here.
He... Oh, you mean the man back there? In the kitchen?
I didn't do it. I swear I didn't kill him.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm not saying that you did. Look, my name is James. James Sunderland.
Eddie.
Eddie, okay. So, do you live here, Eddie?
No. I'm not even from this town. It's just...
Something brought you here.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say that. Well, they came at me. I didn't know what to do, so I ran. I came here. Figured it might be safe, but then I found the guy in the fridge.
Easy, deep breaths. Look, this place, it's not safe. These things, this whole town, there's something wrong with it. Might be best if you just get out of here.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, you want to come with? Maybe together we can find a way out of this town.
Oh, sorry, but I can't leave. Not yet. I need to find someone.
Oh.
And, Eddie, be careful.
Yeah, you too.
I think the original, there's more time in the cutscenes. That just felt kind of rushed. In the original, that scene, James is a little bit more whimsical and there's like pauses and it's not so rushed. That's the same with all the encounters, the same with Angela, with this one. I still like this game. I think the remake's really good, but yeah, it's just little things like that I noticed they seem to rush. Football. Which just makes sense given what we learn later about Eddie's family life. I just noticed that actually. Come here, buddy. This won't hurt a bit. It hurt a lot. Okay, yeah, I always got frame drops in this pool area. Let's just take care of these guys, see if that fixes it. It's you or my frames, guys. I'm sorry. than like a health drink after a long hard day of unalivened monsters. And he does the pose as well. I cannot make this up. That was completely unscripted. Like, there's no button to do the pose. He just decides, you know what, I'm standing in a pool up to my ankles in water. I've just killed 3 monsters and here's a coin. Let me just do my best JoJo pose. Oh dear. And James being all hoity-toity over here. It's open from 8 AM to 7 PM. Assistance at reception, outrageous. I think we needed 3 coins. We've only got 2 of them. So we have to run around a bit more to find the 3rd one. Excuse me. I think I'm definitely going to have to rest my voice after this. Like I said, I had the itch to stream, so I hope you'll bear with it. It's funny, I was at work, because, you know, gotta earn that paycheck. I was at work, and you had all these people come up to you at work, and I'm just like, and they're just like, oh, you sound like the Godfather. I'm like, I know. Why are you talking to me? Can we just make this an email? Oh dear. I think I'm kind of lucky I only had 2 meetings this week as opposed to God knows how many. We have I think just head up to where the construction was and start exploring that to start with. 'Cause that was the last sort of thing that I unlocked. Although, what is that question mark all about? Oh, hang on, no, I know exactly what it is. The garbage chute. Can't believe I forgot something so fundamental. We just need to find something big and heavy enough to drop down the garbage chute now. That is the long way. Why are we going the long way? We don't need to go the long way anymore. We have the skeleton key now. Well, not literally, but... That's 6. Is that not marked off? Oh, that's where Eddie just was. Did we miss anything in here? No. Now it's marked off. Good. So, got in through there. What's up here? What do we have going on here? No, I don't think we're supposed to go that way. Wait, is that it? Must have missed something. Ah, I did miss something. That was so goofy. Aha, come here, you. Yeah, the chainsaw is pretty OP in this game. Kind of makes me want to go right up to Pyramid Head and be like, come here, buddy. Now that would be a very bad idea, but it does make me think of doing it. I think from memory what I did was I had to turn down sound effects to make the chainsaw not be as annoying, noise-wise. And as a side effect, that's probably turned down the noise of all the enemies, which means we're gonna get some surprises. But I think it's fine, we're doing okay resource-wise so far. Like health, ammunition, etc. I don't want to say this game is too easy with the chainsaw, because then something would just come out of nowhere and one-shot me somehow. That's just, you know, karma. But I would say that I'm resisting the urge to say that. Oh, speak the devil. Oh. Well, I mean, of course we have to crawl through the creepy hole in the floor. If there's something James here knows about, it's small holes full of sludge. I probably could have phrased that better. But, you know, you've seen how he is. Anytime he sees a strange hole in the wall, he's like, of course I'm going to stick my hand into it. Nice. There's coin number 3. So... I don't think we can get into those. We probably need to check out the balcony. I don't think we're going to find anything there, but I am curious. Just don't want to miss anything, you know? I don't want to miss a thing. Ah. Healing items. Okay, I'm glad I did. Oh, hell yes. Hit the mother load. Always do a double check. You never know what goodies you might find. I know there is something here. I know it. I feel it. It all looks normal, but it's not. It's underneath, pulsing, trying to get out. Is it trying to get out? Or should I get in? I have to uncover it. Rip out the surface. Oh, excuse me. I think my poor voice is just about done. I think we'll get down to the office where the puzzle is, and then we'll do a save and not solve the puzzle. Actually, no, we can try solving the puzzle. That might get us to the 2-hour mark, and then I can wrap up the stream for now. I'd like to keep going. I have the energy to, but my voice is about to go, so... I mean, I did this to myself. I kind of knew I would struggle a bit, but like I said, I wanted to test the internet, to see if I could even stream at all, ever. Which it sounds like, yes, I can, which I'm happy about, because I enjoy this little hobby. And my voice was feeling better this morning, so I'm like, well, yeah, might as well try. So I think it's been a success in those 2 areas at least. I'm happy with that. I have my conclusions, if you will, from the experiment. I mean, we take it for granted, I think, technology these days and its capabilities, but if you really think about it, if you think about platforms like YouTube and Twitch, they allow people from all over the world to broadcast voices, images, cameras if they're a facecam streamer, VTuber avatars if they prefer that, PNGs, whatever it is, broadcast it to audiences all around the world, and it's an incredible thing in not real time, but close to real time. I just think that's pretty incredible. And that kind of technology and capability exists. We've come so far since the internet was first created, and you had the bulletin boards or whatever they are, well before my time, but I've read articles about them and whatnot, so... yeah, it's just really impressive. I find it more impressive. I don't watch a lot of IRL streamers, but I get clips recommended sometimes on YouTube, and I just remember seeing there's this streamer couple, Arthur and someone else, some other woman, and I just got recommended these clips, and they're literally just walking around New York City, and I think they've got the iPhone 17 Pro Max thing. I don't know if they have a streamer backpack as well, but they're just walking around live streaming in the middle of a city with just a phone. And I'm just astonished that they're capable of that kind of thing. Just like the little phone you have in your pocket can do all that. I mean, I've still got an iPhone 15, and I'm going to keep using that as long as it lasts, to be honest with you. There's no reason to upgrade, but I just find it really impressive, you know. That just that little rectangle in your pocket can pull off something that incredible. I once did a stream for 2 hours on my Pixel 8. It was just a Minecraft stream, back when it was going through my 2-week Minecraft phase. 2-hour stream just on coming out of the Pixel. Obviously I was running Minecraft and something else, but I was using the Pixel as the internet connection. And it worked fine. And I remember just being astonished by that. It doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. My upload speeds from the Pixel have just died off, and I think that's my telco doing it. But yeah, I was just really, really astonished that those pieces of technology had come so far they can do that. I think the other thing I want to try soon is Steam Link. So stream my PC, a game from running on my PC to my Steam Deck over a Wi-Fi router, where I can have the performance of the gaming PC I've got, but have it handheld on my Steam Deck. Now, would I do it often? Probably not, but I'd just like to try it once or twice for the novelty of it, you know? Elden Ring on the Steam Deck stream from a gaming PC. I think whatever latency's there would probably make it a bit of an issue, given all the dodge rolling you have to do to survive that game, but it could be fun. We want to go downstairs. That'll do. Oh. Wrong way. There we go. I think we went the long way, but we got there in the end. We just need to get to the office downstairs and attempt the puzzle. Excuse me. I know this game has autosave, but I'm just paranoid, you know. Alright, let's see about solving this puzzle if we can. About to see my intelligence on full display, or lack thereof. First sits the maiden underneath the tree. So... Wait, what? I thought we got all three of them. We missed a key. I'm an idiot. How did we miss a key? Okay, well, that's on me. What did I miss? Oh, it's down the courtyard. I'm an idiot. I did miss a key, but I know exactly where it is. The courtyard is this way. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Is it? Yes, it is. No, it's not. I tell you, I have the worst sense of direction imaginable. I have to go out this way. I could have gone the other way and gone down the stairs. I realise that now. But, there we go. Now I've got it. Alright. Take 2. Maiden underneath the tree. Well, there's the tree, so... Maiden. Flower. Moonlight, so the man has to be here. Ah, that's right. Thought so, I forgot that you had to flip them. Man doth approach, his blade now revealed, face disappears behind shining steel, away from the man doth the maiden flee, towards the flower, away from the tree. So you'd go there. Where once grew a flower of venomous glee. It's a serpent. Stone. Once grew a flower of venomous glee. Stone, so that's a tombstone. There once grew a flower of venomous glee. So the flower was here. There once was a maiden, a stone, gravestone. Man doth remain, so I just need to flip this. Yeah, okay. I was overthinking it. Beast to its teeth and her flesh doth bore. Who carries blame for what fate had in store? Serpent because it bit her, even though the man was chasing her. The serpent ultimately caused the death. 201. Happy days. Got about 7 minutes left, so what we'll do, we'll run up to 211 using the key. I don't think we have a boss battle or anything. And then we'll just keep going till we find the next save point, and then we'll wrap it up at about the 2 hour, just past 2 hour mark. Like I said, this stream was more of an experiment. Can I actually stream anymore with my changed internet conditions, and is my voice good enough to start to come back? The voice part, not so much, but I do apologize for that. It's going to sound pretty awful. But yeah, I wanted to do the experiment, because like I said, I haven't streamed in 2 weeks due to various reasons, and there was a part of me that's like, can I ever do it again? On my internet? There was a backup plan, but that would require another week of finagling things, and I'd need to buy a new router and whatnot. The router I've got's perfectly good, as this 1 hour and 54 minute stream attests to. The other router is just in shitification from ISPs. They basically say, We'll give you this great service for this price, but you must use the router that we give you. A router which we barely control and comes from manufacturers which are known to insert backdoors into their products. Which is not ideal. But, you know, play ball or no internet, you know. And unfortunately, the days of being able to stream off my Pixel's internet connection are over. I only managed at one time, 2-hour stream, just using the Pixel. And the Pixel runs Graphene OS, so while I can't control the firmware on the chips or anything, that's outside my scope. Graphene is probably the best that I can manage, you know. Although it does make me think, is it worthwhile getting a Pixel 9 or 10? I mean, I think the 10s probably aren't that good, but maybe a 9 or a 9A or something. They're ridiculously expensive now. But potentially I could justify... We want level 2, it's 201. 201. Maybe I should think about it. I mean, the Pixel 8 that I've got is very functional, very serviceable. I have no issues with it. It does overheat if you try and do too much at once. So when I did the stream last time, I'm pretty sure I had an ice pack over it. An ice pack under it just to help keep it cool. Oh, that's why I can't go up this set of stairs and have to go up the other one. I think the 9s probably have the same overheating problem, which is not great, but until Motorola comes out with a Graphene OS approved device, Pixel's where it's at, you know. That's why I hold off upgrading mine. When I bought the Pixel 8, I was like, I need to get about 5 to 7 years out of this thing. Even if that means getting the battery replaced, which I was happy to do. Because that would have been cheaper. Than buying a whole new phone. But, yeah, with the performance gains, maybe I need to consider it. We'll see. Wait, what? Isn't that where we got in? No, here's where we got in. And then we go up the stairs here, and then we have to circle around the 201s down the bottom. My sense of direction is atrocious, but when I have a map, I stand a fighting chance. There we go. And then I can go... I didn't know they knew how to open doors. Clever girl. Just go straight and it should be at the very end. do in those circumstances with frickin' Pyramid Head walking around? They shoot him in the face. He's like, okay. Bloody handkerchief. They never really talk about what illness James's wife died of. But I guess the symbolism of the bloody handkerchief, maybe she's using it to cover her mouth. Some kind of lung cancer or something, you never know. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Not sold on the sort of Silent Hill 1 otherworld that's in the remake. Like, it made more sense when it was Alessa's mental state, but it just doesn't seem to vibe as well here. I prefer more realistic environments that are strange, but they're not. It's sort of subtle. It's almost like, yeah, this is weird, but you could actually see a place like this. This is just very clearly a different sort of beast. Like, it's fine, but it just doesn't click as well to me as it does in, say, Silent Hill 1 or Silent Hill 3, when you realize, oh, this one's going to be a problem. Now, is he going to stay down, or is he going to get back up after one hit? Just going to hope he stays down. Cool, we can use the chainsaw. He decides to pose right now. Make sure you get my good side. I think we'll keep going till we find a good save point, and then probably call it here. If my voice is recovered by tomorrow, I might try and stream again around the same time. If my voice is not recovered, then I'll probably make it the weekend after, again around the same time. Why is he posing so much? I swear I'm not doing anything, he literally just does that on his own. I'm like trying to walk and James is like, observe my hip. which is fine and all, but it just makes for some awkward moments. Is there something in that case? No, I thought there was. I regret nothing. Excuse me. We're doing really good in terms of healing items, probably ammunition, which is quite good. So, what we'll do is we'll save here and we'll wrap up the stream. We'll see how we go for tomorrow. It's all dependent upon internet and let me save twice because I'm paranoid. Yeah, I beat this game in 2025. November 2025. That feels like so long ago, I tell you. Anyways, I think what we'll do for now is we'll wrap things up. Internet and my voice willing, I'll be back tomorrow around the same time. See if we can't get through the other part of the apartment complex. Worst case scenario, if that doesn't work, I'll just come back next weekend and try again then. But yeah, I'm keen to try and get this UFO ending because I've never gotten a UFO ending in any of the Silent Hill games. I know they exist. I've got other endings for them, but I've just never got a UFO one. So I'm like, why not do it for this one, you know? Because I stumbled upon the magazine and the gem accidentally when I was doing the first part of this playthrough. And I'm like, you know what would be a great idea? Let's go for the UFO ending. Let's get one for once. So, yeah, we'll see how we go. But anyways, first and foremost, thank you so much for you tuned in and for anyone who catches the VOD later. Wishing you all a good day, afternoon, evening, and good night, depending on your time zone. So whenever you see this, and yeah, hope you're having a fantastic time in life, just in general, you know. But yeah, till next time, bye. Oh, it'll say back in 5, but I'm not coming back in 5. I haven't created a stream ending screen yet. I really need to update all of these and make them look better. I had this whole Windows aesthetic thing in mind. I'm like, that would be great. Why don't I just make it look like Windows? And I put it together, and then after I put it together, I was like, this looks awful. I need to change this. And then I never got around to actually changing it. So yeah, I'll probably have some fun playing with something else, some other designs later on. I make everything myself in Inkscape and a software program called GIMP, which does photo editing. Am I an artist? No, I'm atrocious, but I'll do my own stuff because it's just something interesting to try, you know? But anyways, I'll stop waffling on. I will wrap things up here, so thank you so much, and bye-bye for now.